Hi, my name is Julie Archer. I'm a curriculum integration specialist here at Neehr Perfect. Along with me is Barbara Smith, the Director of Education, Will Limp, Program Manager at the University of Wisconsin Extension, and Barney Gallagher, Instructional Designer, also from the University of Wisconsin. We want to take a moment to introduce a feature customer of ours, University of Wisconsin Extension. They're one of our great customers who have had a great deal of success implementing and using Neehr Perfect with their program. So Will and Barney, why don't you take a minute to tell us a little bit about your roles and your program at the University of Wisconsin Extension.
Hello, this is Will. As Julie had mentioned, I am the program manager for a collaborative bachelor completion degree here at the University of Wisconsin. It's collaborative with 4 of our partner campuses, which are Parkside, Stevens Point, La Crosse, and Green Bay. It's a bachelor completion in the fact that the students come in, they have typically about 60 hours of undergrad credits to get admitted into our program, which offers 2 separate tracks. We have a management track, which currently is accredited through KHIM on our University of Green Bay campus, but we're looking to get the other campuses accredited as we move forward. And then we have a technology track, which is accredited through HIMSS. So the students who complete either track are eligible to sit for credentials either through AHIMA or HIMSS.
And I'm Barney Gallagher, and I work as an instructional designer, which basically means I work with the faculty in our program. We have approximately 24 courses in the program, and I work with them to make sure the courses are running smoothly, that they make good sense to our students, and that things from a technical standpoint and educational standpoint work well.
Great. So Barney and Will, why don't you take a few moments and tell us why you chose to use Neehr Perfect?
Okay, sure. Well, we determined that we wanted to have a hands-on activity for students. Basically, a lot of our classes have not always been so hands-on. It's all fully online program that we have, and we want to offer opportunities that make things a little bit more fun, a little bit more involved for students, where they can get some hands-on experience and not just write papers, read books, and turn in assignments that way. So this offered that. Specifically with Neehr Perfect, we chose this EHR because we figured that because it's used by the VA and it's certified, it's a very good tool and would be something that students may have some access or experience with after they're done with our program, and could also refer back because it's well known in the industry as a type of software component that they could talk about and others would recognize. We also like the fact that you all at Neehr Perfect are great about offering lesson plans that can be easily used by instructors who may or may not have a lot of time to learn all about what Neehr Perfect has to offer, and that students can use well as well. In addition, Neehr Perfect has great technical support, so we don't have a very large staff to deal with help desk calls, and we've got somewhat limited hours, so the fact that you all have 24/7 access for students and instructors for tech support is very, very valuable. And the activities you have are mapped directly to competencies that we're trying to have students learn and do, and so we can keep our program accredited. So it seems to make a lot of sense.
So how does Neehr Perfect actually fit into health information management technology education for you guys?
Well, Barney had mentioned the hands-on experience is invaluable for the students. We think that it deepens the students' knowledge and engagement in the course so that whatever they're learning through the textbook or the unit that they're studying, they can apply that through the use of the Neehr Perfect system. And then I think most importantly is that the students are gaining a marketable skill that as they start looking for their first jobs out of school, that they have a skill that they can actually go to an employer and say, yes, we have hands-on experience in an EHR.
Wonderful. So at University of Wisconsin Extension, how do you folks go about integrating Near Perfect into your courses? Because all of your courses are online courses, and I'm sure that that process in and of itself is unique. And can you go about explaining how you do that?
We felt that it was extremely important that we didn't just select assignments and put them in the class and just let the students figure it out on their own. Barney had mentioned we have limited staff here, just like most programs, but we have tried to add instruction from each of the faculty to give a little bit more background as to why the assignments were selected for that unit and how it fits in with that particular lesson, and explain how learning through hands-on will help them apply what they're learning for each unit.
Right, and I guess I'd say too that not every course has Near Perfect. It doesn't fit everywhere. It fits some of our courses really well and others not so much. So we tried to not force it where it doesn't seem to work, and yet there are a number of courses where there are lessons that you all at Near Perfect have great activities that are perfectly designed for. So then it offers a really nice ability for the student to learn something about that topic through that curriculum within the course, and then they can jump over to Near Perfect and have some interaction. So it's a really great complement to their learning experience.
And you folks use a learning management system, correct, to deliver to your online students?
That's right. Yeah, we use Brightspace by D2L.
Okay, and so Barney, tell us a little bit. You have to design those courses right within D2L to have near perfect content brought to your students.
Right. Yeah, so we've got the course pages in there, and we want to offer some instruction for students so they understand how this particular Near Perfect lesson fits in with the rest of what they're learning. And then we encourage students to use the Near Perfect activities that we've downloaded and included in the course. We want to make sure that they're most recent version of those Near Perfect lessons. And I'm in touch with the instructors to see if they feel any need to alter the instructions a bit or not. We do have one instructor who likes to make a little bit of adjustment to the instructions. Most of the others leave the instructions just as you all at Near Perfect have created them. And we want to make it easy for the student. We want to make it feel like this is part of their usual course within D2L that has a nice link to an easy-to-use system that you all offer at Near Perfect.
Great. So can both of you give us, or one of you give us, a couple good examples of the courses you're using and how you're using Near Perfect right now?
Sure. Well, just to give you a feel for the numbers and how much we use Near Perfect in our program, we in the spring semester, this past spring semester of 2016, we had 6 sections of our program using using Near Perfect. That was over 150 students were using Near Perfect, and altogether that was 33 Near Perfect activities. This coming fall we'll have a slightly less usage. 4 sections will be using it, 110 students or so, and around 17 Near Perfect activities. That slight decline from the spring to the fall is no indication on our lack of confidence or deterioration at all in Near Perfect. It just so happens that the offerings we have this fall in terms of course offerings have a little bit different mix. So these courses do not have instructors that have applied Near Perfect or integrated Near Perfect in their courses as much as the ones in the spring. And so we fully expect in spring semester 2017 to have bigger numbers again to exceed what we saw in spring of 2016.
Right. It just has to do with your rotation in the courses you're offering when they're
Exactly.
offering.
Yeah. So,
right. Mm-hmm.
And we hope to even have more than that. We'll see if there will be more sections. Again, we don't want to force Near Perfect's use. It's totally up to the instructor's discretion whether they want to use it. We did have a recent symposium, a meeting of all the faculty in the program, and there are a number of others who haven't used Near Perfect yet who indicated some interest in trying to find a way to make it a part of their course as well.
Great. And sure. I know, Will, you had included for us to share an example of your course. Can you talk towards that?
Oh, absolutely. What we have here, you see our HIMT 300 course, which is our introductory. And what we've done on purpose is that we've mapped the competencies to that course that we wanted to meet. We've already had assignments in the course that met the outcomes, but we wanted to add the near perfect assignment so that the students could apply what they're learning in the other assignments. So we're not just relying on the near perfect assignment to meet the competency. We're using it as a tool to enhance the student's knowledge so that they can apply what they're learning.
And how have the faculty responded to using Near Perfect? What do they think about Near Perfect?
Well, I could answer that one a little bit. In working with the faculty, we have a range of faculty like you would have in any program, I imagine. And some of our faculty are very engaged with Near Perfect, know a lot about it, have gotten in there and have, as you know, Julie, have made suggestions for improvements and are looking for ways to know everything about how the system works. And so we've got that range of instructor, and we also have the total opposite range in which an instructor doesn't really even log into Near Perfect at all, doesn't know much about it. I send that instructor the answer keys so that that person can look at things. So very hands-off type of instructor. So I guess what I'm just bringing that up is that I think what's nice about Near Perfect for our faculty is we do have a range of people who have the time and inclination to want to dig into Near Perfect and really make great use of it. And we also have some that are busy and have other priorities and don't know much about Near Perfect. It can work well for either of those cases because you've done such a great job of providing activities that are useful and usable for students that instructors don't need to know everything about it. They don't need to spend a bunch of their free time to learn all about every little bit of it. So that's very helpful. So it's very attractive. And to other faculty who are interested in looking into using Near Perfect, they like the idea of a hands-on experience. They see the value of that. And EHR is certainly a major part of our industry, so they want to give that opportunity to students. They like the idea that activities are ready to use, and they're happy to hear all about the solid support that you personally offer and your staff offers, and the fact there's great tech support that they don't need to have themselves or students hung up on small little issues. Finally, I guess the other issue is we have had some other EHRs we've used that have been only worthwhile on one operating system or another, and it's nice to know this is workable and compatible with any operating system.
I think that's an extremely important point. Since our students are all 100% online, we have students using PC, Mac. I've had students that have completed a course using their iPhone for accessing everything. And the fact that Near Perfect is compatible with all of those operating systems is an extremely important feature.
Great. So you're talking a little bit about the students. Tell me what the students are saying about Near Perfect, or, you know, in place of using those traditional classroom materials, what do the students think about Near Perfect?
Well, what I can share is in one of our courses this past spring, we're trying to get a good gauge of that, and we honestly don't have a tremendous amount of data on it. However, we put a voluntary survey in one of our courses this last spring semester to get some feel for what students are thinking about Near Perfect. And in this course, the majority of students, first of all, responded to the voluntary survey, which we were happy with. And of those that responded, nearly every single one had positive comments to make about Near Perfect. They said things like, the Near Perfect assignments help them better understand what an EHR is all about. A few of them remarked they'd never been in an EHR before, so this was their first exposure. We're glad to have that experience. They thought they added well to the rest of the curriculum, and they thought that Near Perfect was easy to use, that they didn't struggle with getting into the system or using it. So while we have limited data to really answer the question completely, what we have heard from students is positive, and we feel makes us feel confident going forward that it's a good thing. It's a good value for our students, and not just something we think is good.
Just to add to that, we have students with various backgrounds. probably about a third of our students have a healthcare background and have worked in an EHR before. And it doesn't matter if they have experience or not, the feedback has been positive. One student commented that they've worked in one of the leading EHRs, and this system, Neehr Perfect, was similar, that they didn't find anything that they didn't like about it. That even though they had experience, they liked working in Neehr Perfect. And like Barney had said, those students who have not worked in an EHR before found it to be very helpful, just so that they had an idea of what EHR capabilities were.
Sure. So since we're talking about EHRs, how do you guys see EHRs fitting in the changes of today's HIM, HIT education?
I think the most important thing for us is that we did not want our students' first experience in an EHR to be during their capstone. We wanted to give the students experience right away. So I had given the example in our HIMT 300 course. Like I said, that's our introduction to the program. And we implemented a lot of assignments in that class just to get the students hands-on experience right away. We didn't want, like I said, we didn't want them to have the capstone be their first hands-on. We also wanted to make sure that all students in our program had access to the EHR that was marketable. We didn't want to pick a system that they would not use in the future or that was not similar to other EHRs. We purposely looked for a certified system so that the students had a marketable experience. And we wanted them to get comfortable enough, and I tell students all the time, make sure you put this on your resume. Employers will look at your experience and your knowledge of the Neehr Perfect system and Vista, and it'll be an added feature to each of their resumes.
And if I could just say this too, I think that it's good to know too that you all at Neehr Perfect are trying to make some changes, that you're a quality improvement organization. You're trying to make things better, the lessons improve, that you're looking, as I understand it, at a whole new platform for things moving forward. So it's not as if we're working with an organization when we work with you that is stuck in the past, it's relying on an old system and it's complacent. There's constant improvement going on, which is helpful because things are ever changing and that's important. So that's been a part of wanting to include it with an ever-changing curriculum and HIMT world.
Great. So do you have any wise words of wisdom or great advice for programs that are looking to implement an EHR into their curriculum?
I don't know if we have any wise words of wisdom. We do have maybe a couple of suggestions. I think approaching you, Julie, and Deb and others there at Neehr Perfect is very helpful. We've been really comfortable getting to know and working with you directly, and I think that's helped us solidify our relationship and gotten us some confidence that what we're working with is good. In addition, the resources and the website are very good, and that KHIM mapping document is really good to get a sense about whether it's a good fit for someone's program. So those might be some starting points to assess whether it's something that might work for a program.
And like Barney had said, we had used some other systems in the past, but we like the Neehr Perfect system because the staff there is so approachable. We didn't want to shoehorn everything into our classes. I don't know if that made sense. We didn't want to force it. And if we had suggestions for changes, if we had ideas that we thought might help an assignment fit better into a course, that the folks at Neehr Perfect have been very open to our suggestions and have given us suggestions, well, have you thought of this? So my best piece of advice to anybody using the system is don't be afraid to ask. That if you have an idea, that you're open to hearing our suggestions. And you're willing to work with us to make sure that what we need and what our students need is what we're delivering.
And that is very true. Barney and Will, I want to thank you for your time today. I want to thank you for sharing your experiences. And both Barney and Will have graciously agreed to answer any questions that programs might have. So if you are interested in speaking with them, reach out to the teaching team here at Neehr Perfect, and we would be happy to get you in touch.